Alright everybody, it is Brandon and we're back. It is time to finally do some turbo things. Boom, let's mount the turbo up to the manifold and get this thing going. Try to get this on the car here soon. So, crap, I need to go around the store and grab the studs. I forgot these studs are too small, so we'll be right back. Alright guys, we are back and we got our studs now, and let's go ahead and get this thing on here. So alright, now that we got them finger tight, it's time to just tighten down with some good old pliers. Well, these are just needle nose. Honestly, these don't need to be like super duper tight. These already had some thread locker on them, so they will be good to go. But I'm just gonna put a little extra something on them. I totally forgot about the gasket. I was just testing y'all to see if y'all would catch that. There we are. There's the money. I made a boo-boo. Alright, now I wasn't paying attention, so I put the first two easiest ones in, and on this one I actually have to, right here, there's not enough space up against right here to fit the nut on the bolt, so I need to actually slide the turbo up, then put the nut on and screw it down, and then easily let the turbo down so it's in this void. Yeah, so everything I just did I have to undo so I can let the turbo up a little bit. And it actually looks like this one doesn't have enough room in between here, so I'm gonna have to get like, I don't know, maybe like a low profile nut, or maybe just a Allen head bolt to go in right there. 3 studs would probably be fine, but yeah, so let me just undo that real quick. Alright, now when you got the turbo lifted up, you can get this nut on right here. If I wasn't using flange nuts, it would probably have been fine. And now I can work the turbo down and tighten that the rest of the way down. Okay. Alright, so the current situation is they are all tight, boom, 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 except I cannot fit the nut down on this one. So I'm probably going to take that one back out and go find me an Allen head so I can run that one in, because it's really tight up against this side. I don't know if you can really see it right there, but right in there, so it's really tight. But I also noticed it kind of comes up awful high, but I think the downpipe's going to clear it. I'm gonna just do a test fit here in a second just to try, so I'll be right back. Alright, and now we're running into another issue. I can get a bolt in, say like on here, but then the actual like flange for the downpipe is hitting the stud, so then I can't get any of the other bolt holes to line up. They're really close, so I'm gonna mark with a marker right here and grind that out a little bit tomorrow, and then hopefully everything will bolt up. I'll get me an Allen head for that one. If I had an Allen head for that one, then we wouldn't have this problem, but oh well, it is what it is. So I'll grind a little bit on that tomorrow in right there. I'll make a mark, and then I'll be able to put it on the car. So we'll be back. Alright, here's our box of goodies, AN fittings and stuff for the drain line. I'm going to go ahead and bolt this onto the bottom of the turbo. That's going to be where the drain line is going to screw in with the, I believe, one of these guys. Maybe this one. But, so, yep, we'll get that on. Alright, now doing the flange for the drain line, it's uber simple. You got your gasket. Then you actually have the flange that's going to screw in for the drain line, and you got some bolts and some little lock washers. So you start with, boom, throw that gasket down there. Then come over here, we'll throw our flange on, and then you just run them in. Alright, after messing around with these AN fittings, it looks like they actually sent me AN fittings and the wrong size line, because they tighten up, but the line will just pop right off. So plan B, I'm just gonna put some pipe tape on that, but I'm just gonna go get me a big hose and go onto there and clamp onto there, and then go down to the oil pan and hook the hose up to the fitting down there. It is time to, I'm gonna mock up the wastegate onto the manifold. Got some flanges right here, gaskets, and the fire ring for the wastegate, so I'll show you how that goes all here in a second. Alright guys, one of the most common mistakes on doing your wastegate is the fire ring. You want to put the small edge towards the actual valve and the fatter edge towards the bottom. And a lot of people are like, oh man, it doesn't line up. It's like, it's poking out. Well, when you tighten it down with even pressure, and this pushes up against the valve right here in the wastegate, and it makes a nice tight seal between this ring and that valve, so nothing escapes out of it. Because normally, where the valve sits right here, it will actually leak exhaust by there. So with this, see, it's got the beveled edge, almost like a valve seat. Boom. That's what it's for. So it seats up against there. And that's also so if that ever blows out or anything, like on a high dollar wastegate, I mean this obviously isn't, but you could change out the fire ring and you'd be ready to rock again. But on this one, I mean, heck, it cost almost as much as a fire ring just to buy a whole nother wastegate. So it's not really an issue here. So you'll put that in, push it in as much as you can, and then we'll put our gasket on here and then bolt it down with even pressure so it pushes that fire ring down up against the valve and everything's flush. I'll show you here what it looked like in a second. Yep, so when people start, a lot of people will be like, oh, it's getting hard to tighten down, it's like right here. But if you just keep on tightening left and then right, even pressure, it'll go right on. And actually, if I just push it down right here, boom, there it is. Oh, there it is. That's a nice good seal, and you're ready to rock. So let me just tighten this thing down and we'll be good to go. And you also, a lot of times they'll come with a little bit of extra flanges, but I just bolted mine up just for the time being. This is the extra flange that I'm going to get some piping and run a dump tube, probably just straight down for the wastegate when it opens up and blows exhaust. And the wastegate opens to blow off excess exhaust when it reaches the boost pressure that whatever spring you have in here is set for. So if you have a 12 psi spring, it'll open at 12 psi to reroute exhaust away from the turbo out of the car. So that is how it actually regulates the boost pressure. Need a wastegate, absolutely. 100% necessary, unless you want to make all the boost and blow it up. Alright guys, so this is probably where I'm going to stop for tonight, but this is the current state of affairs. Everything's pretty much mocked up. I think I may need to tweak this feed line where it comes in at back a little bit, but I'll see when I'm on the car tomorrow. And I need to tighten up wastegate a little bit more, make sure to tighten up these bolts to the turbo, make sure they're tight, get a new line to go down to the drain, and it'll also grind out the downpipe a little bit. So yep, that's all the progress for this evening. So thank you for watching. I actually just hit like 500 and some subscribers, or 560 or something, almost 600. So thank y'all so much for subscribing and liking the videos and the comments and stuff. Love replying to comments and emails. Really looking forward to getting this car tuned and getting some videos out there. I'd like to take it down to Mexico, take it a little drag racing, do a little bit of everything with it. So just stay tuned, subscribe, and we should be rolling here soon. So just stick with it. The build's gonna keep progressing.